So good morning, my beautiful yogis. Let's just start on our mats in whatever position feels right for you today, seated, lying down. And as always, remembering Satya, which is truth, and Ahimsa, non-harm. They are the first of two of the yamas, and the yamas are our the disciplines that we live by. So honouring truth, which is what you can and can't do today, for whatever reason, physically or your energy levels, and non-harm, non-violence to your body. And there are times where I have to observe this. If I'm feeling run down or poorly, I simply can't do what I normally can do. And it has to be adapted. So just loving yourself enough to do that today. Just begin with some gentle breaths into the belly. And when we do this with the intention and the idea of bringing prana into our body, life force which is all around us, and if we need it for healing in anywhere, on any level, whether it's an emotional healing, a physical healing, just imagine that every breath coming in is doing us good. And have also a moment to ground your energies. Because a yin practice is mainly done all on the mat, we are very much working with root chakra, muladhara, and quite often with our sacral and our solar plexus. And the heart comes into it as well. But being low and on the earth, very rooting. So notice how you feel within yourself, just in this very moment. Whether you're relaxed, agitated, overly stimulated, or actually drained, the opposite. Check in with yourself, without judgment, of course, just pure awareness. And have a moment while we have this time just centering. Just look through your chakras, so root chakra, muladhara, the sacral, which is very linked with our belly, digestive system, the lower part, and our lower back. Check in with how you're feeling energetically in your solar plexus, so upper digestive and the mid part of our body. And then heart center, our throat, third eye, and our crown. Just take a moment to glance at these areas and instinctively you'll know if you're balanced or slightly off balance. And as we practice through our postures today, you can just become aware of these energy areas and the areas we particularly move in certain poses, and notice how it feels. So if you're lying down, just draw your knees in gently, enjoy a little rock, and then we'll all come up to a seated position. Take your time. I'm not rushing anything today. It's an extremely gentle class. And sometimes it's really nice to have a soft, nurturing class. So join me seated. And we'll do mindfulness of breath today. It's a lovely structured meditation. And it connects us with our breath. And the breath is our life force, really, isn't it? Coming into our body. We can go without food. We can go without water for some time. But the breath, absolutely essential. So let's rest our hands, Dhyana Mudra. I'll put the timer on for 5 minutes because I usually think it takes this long. But with the stages of mindfulness of breath, we count the out breath 1 to 10. Then we swap and change, counting the in breath 1 to 10. And then we drop the count completely And then the fourth phase is where we're very observant of everything that we're feeling, and we're quite relaxed meditatively there by then. So let your eyelids close softly, get comfortable through your body, and we'll begin. So out breath, 1 to 10. Don't feel like you need to rush your breath. Just allow it to be nice and easy and long. After 10 of the out breath, let's count the in breath. And then after 10 of those, relaxing the count completely. Try to stay focused in the moment. And now really focusing on everything that you feel as you breathe. From the air entering your nose, the breath down to your belly. Movement in your chest. Noticing what you see in your mind's eye. Whether you see colours, shapes. And then when you're ready, just gently blink your eyes open, come back and notice how you feel. Taking that time to just follow the breath and let everything calm and settle. We're really sort of changing our brain waves, probably from very busy beta waves to kind of that top level of alpha. So we're going to come into butterfly, our first pose. A nice gentle one. If you need to support your legs with some cushions or some blankets, please do. And even if you don't feel like you need it, sometimes it's actually really nice just to have something there, because, and in fact today I will. It feels comforting to have something there supporting you. So let's just gently lean into this as your body wishes. Relax, close your eyes. Tune into your breath. And just being with your body. And as you follow your breath, you can feel your back start to relax, but all the muscles working. And as we settle into this pose a little longer, you might find that you soften and you can move a little further. In each pose today, I'd like us to have a feeling of gratitude. Just think of one thing whilst we're in butterfly that you're grateful for. And just allow that lovely higher vibration to fill your body. Gentle breaths. If there's any discomfort starting in the body, just ease out of the pose a little. Just thinking about what's going on in your mind. Be that conscious observer of your thoughts. And with a few more breaths, we'll just gently lift up and slowly let's lie ourselves back. Allow yourself just to settle into a neutral spine. So when you're ready, draw your knees in. Little hug. And we'll roll up to seated. So coming up to seated, we're going to do caterpillar. So a gentle lean forward. Today I'm going to suggest, if you've got a little blanket, pop it under your knees, because it can be just a bit more gentle and nice. Or even a cushion, having a nice little cushion. And then we're going to just gently fold forward. Not even a full fold, just lean into it and see what your body wants to do today. Sometimes it's nice to start off extremely gentle and then let the time in the pose just allow your body to melt and soften. So just softening your belly and breathing. You're relaxing your legs. If they rotate outwards, that's fine, just allow it. Softening your shoulders. And just enjoying what you're feeling today. Whenever you're in a pose, there's usually sort of a top end of a threshold and a lower end. Often we're in the middle, but sometimes it's nice to take that real lower end and just explore. How do you feel? Where do you feel it in this pose today? Lower back or hamstrings? Backs of your knees perhaps? And witnessing your thoughts. Are your thoughts quite jumpy? Or are they quite relaxed on your body? If you want to explore leaning into it, this pose a little more, just notice what your body wants to do. This is lovely for your urinary bladder. One more breath. And we'll slowly lift up, feeling everything that we feel as we release from this pose. Through the backs of the legs, through the lower back. And then just pop the blanket away from under your knees if you've used one. Come down. And allow yourself to rest and feel whatever you feel. Deep breath. Notice how much you may still be holding some tension in your back. Perhaps even the sides of your waist and your buttocks. Just notice if there is any movement in relaxing a bit more. So just gently hug our knees in. We're going to come into banana next, but just have a moment to ease and rock on your back a little. So bring your legs back down to the mat. And then we'll start by going towards our right side. So feet to the right. And then bring your right foot over your left. This is always the easier version. Just adjust your buttocks if you need to, and then just shuffle your shoulders to the top right. Don't come into this too sharply, I would say, if you don't want to. Just a very gentle bend, and then you can always explore movement whilst you're in the pose. We'll keep our arms by our sides today. It's far more relaxing and gentle on the sides of our waist. So try and relax your buttocks, and you might be holding some tension in your lower back. Just allow yourself to breathe deeply, and often this helps with melting into the mat. If you find that you've actually moved too far into this pose, that you don't really want to be too extreme today, then just perhaps move your shoulders just so you can feel it a little bit, but not too intensely. And then just observe whether your breath is quite shallow, or whether you can bring it softly but down to the belly and then up into your chest. And as you bring the breath to the belly, you might find it quite nurturing around the lower back. Try and relax your wrists, and perhaps your feet and ankles if they're a little bit tense. But always rotate your awareness around your body. Quite often you relax, and then a moment later you'll find that you're just not relaxed. Somehow you've tensed up again. Notice if your tummy makes funny noises, because we are working with this particular pose. It stimulates our gallbladder, which is part of our digestive system. And just enjoy what's ever going through your mind, how you're feeling. Let's just take a moment to think of something we're grateful for in this particular pose. And then very gently we'll take one more breath and come back very gently into the center. Even if you were you hadn't gone into that pose too deeply, you'll still feel a lovely sensation through your body. Try and relax your lower back. So just noticing. And then if you want to, let's just draw our knees in before we come into the other side. Nice and slowly, little rock. Maybe just a very slow sway from side to side. And then we'll come into the other side. So taking everything towards the left side of the mat. Feet lower left. Left foot over the right, and then just again shuffle your shoulders over. Release your buttocks if you need to. Be soft with this pose. And a nice long sigh. Awareness around your waist. If there's a little bit of tightness one side or the other, relaxing. The gallbladder, which we are stimulating with this pose, is very linked with decisiveness and courage. And where I go with that is that, say, perhaps lately you've been very rash with your decisions, or you haven't been able to make a decision, then perhaps your gallbladder energy flow has been out of balance. So encouraging these poses actually encourage us to be more decisive, more courageous. Follow your breath into your belly. And you might notice your belly making a few funny little noises as well. We're very much working this area. Thinking of that thing that you're grateful for. Relaxing your shoulders. Just checking in with anything that might be tense. Just glancing around your body, noticing if maybe one or other buttock could be tight. How your neck feels. And your face. So we'll take one more breath. And then gently, with minimal effort, just coming back. Enjoy whatever you feel. Lovely sensation down the right side of your body. It's a really lovely pose, Banana, for stimulating the balance with Ida and Pingala, the feminine and the masculine energies that we all have, male and females. We all have the flow of these energies. So notice your spine, lower back. Check in with root chakra, sacral, solar plexus, and the rest of them, and the heart upwards. And then we'll draw our knees in, have a little hug, give yourself a bit of love. And then roll up to seated. The last two poses we're going to do, two very gentle ones that we all know. Bench, where we lie back over the cushion, and waterfall will be our last one. Now, if bench and the cushion is too much, excuse me, this pose, because we take it away from the body, we get more of a stretch in the upper part rather than the stretch through the belly. But if that feels too much for you today, a smaller, sort of softer folded blanket that could be a bit lower might be a nice alternative. So just to kind of have a very gentle lift without too much of a curve through your body. And in fact, I think I might try that myself. I'm just going to take a little blanket, still away from the body because I want more of a stretch in the chest than the lower part of the abdomen. And then I'm going to lie back. Nice, relaxing pose. So choose what you'd like, with a little cushion or a small soft blanket. Either which way, you'll find that it opens up your chest, and it's a lovely heart opener. So you can relax the belly. You can breathe to the belly, but just everything can relax here, and buttocks and legs downwards. Choose where you want your arms. You can have them by your side, or if you feel like bringing them out level with your shoulders, then that can be quite nice. Just making sure your neck feels supported. And with your eyes closed, you can just relax, deep breathing. And again, I'd like you to come into a mindset of something else, something different that you're grateful for. Such a wonderful hack, actually, when you're feeling low, frustrated. If you could find a way of coming into a feeling of gratitude, it just shifts the vibration. You can't be negative when you're feeling gratitude. Notice your breath, whether it's a lovely, slow, gentle pace. Notice how you feel the temperature on your skin. Without it bothering you, be aware of any noise around you, near and far away. Perhaps any smells or taste you're aware of. Notice any intuition that comes to you, any wonderful insights. Nice deep breaths. And then when you're ready, we're going to just gently lift our head, lift our body just enough to pull the cushion or the blanket aside, and we'll come back down. Minimal movement, just relaxing back to your mat. And just being very curious of what you're feeling, how different the feeling is when you're now flat against the mat. Soft belly breaths. Just watching the sensation fade. And then we'll hug our knees in. If you've still got your blanket or cushion handy, we're going to use it just to support under the buttocks for waterfall. So just bring it towards your buttocks, little roll up, just to wedge underneath, keep you nice and secure and supported. And just raise your legs. If you have the ability to swing your legs round onto a wall or something, that's even better. But otherwise, just raise them into the air. It's quite lovely. And again, as we lie here, something else you're grateful for. Just let your eyelids closed if they're not already. Be amused by what you might see in your internal vision. How do you feel? If you need to change this position at any time, please do. You can always come out of any pose whenever. If it's nicer just to have a little bit more of a generous bend in your knees, then you can alter this position. So what's going through your mind right now? Can you catch your thoughts? Become the thinker of your thoughts rather than your thoughts thinking for you. I would say a lot of the time on our yin mat, we are quite aware of our thoughts and feelings. But I wonder how many moments throughout the rest of your day you'll be really quite aware of thinking what you're thinking. Or does the automatic mind just take over? And then perhaps only glimpses of witnessing the thoughts. We'll just have a little bit longer here. Let's just take 3 breaths together. Just 3 mindful breaths that we follow from start to finish. And in your mind you can say, I am breathing in. I am breathing out. I'm breathing in. I'm breathing out. And when you're ready, we'll just lower the feet down nice and gently. Pause a moment and then gently take the cushion away. Let's find Shavasana. Feeling very nurturing of yourself. And in this way, we are loving ourselves. We are giving ourselves self-care. So have a few moments here just to feel from waterfall. And then just choosing now how you want to relax. You can stay lying down, or if you'd like to come to seated, you can. Perhaps bring the knees in, have a little rock, whichever position you choose. Make sure you're nice and cozy and warm. The weather is definitely shifting to become cooler. So having quite a few blankets around you is always lovely. One for your shoulders, one for your legs perhaps. We're going to have 10 minutes of relaxing, of no one needing you, no disturbances, just being cozy and comfortable. If you need support under your knees with cushions, just grab whatever you need. Let's take an angel card today. Before I pick one, just have a little thought in mind or a little question that you have, and let's see if something resonates. Ooh. Okay. 3 have flipped over. So do you know what? I'm going to read you the 3. I don't know if they conflict or not, but we'll see. So relax there and just notice if anything fits with you today. We have Teresa. Time out. You've been so busy taking care of everyone else's needs, but now it's time to stop and take care of yourself. Dear one, you have been working very hard. You're very tired now, yet you keep pushing yourself to work more. I am here to firmly and lovingly take your hand and tell you to stop. Cease working for a moment and take a respite. You have certainly earned it, and you will be more efficient and productive after taking this rest. You give so much to others that at times like this you become unbalanced. Your inner child yearns for nurturing, and no one is going to give that to you, that care, but yourself and the angels. So give yourself permission to take a much needed time out. Take a nap. Go and play for a while. Don't delay this guidance. We assure you that your responsibilities will be met and you will gather new energy and ideas during your time out. We will also bring you additional earthly help and assistance in delegating work. We have Isabel. So yes, the timing is right for this new venture. A happy outcome follows your positive expectations. In answer to your question, yes, this situation is everything that you'd hoped it would be. It is still a good idea to keep your eyes open and pray for angelic assistance along the way. Even ideal situations require adjustments as you move forward. However, we angels foresee smooth sailing with this decision. The opportunity is even more favourable because of the timing. Several pieces of the puzzle have now fallen into place. You have also learned some invaluable lessons that have prepared you. Your patience has paid off, and now is the time for you to reap the rewards. Take bold steps while listening to the wise guidance of your heart as you move forward fearlessly. And then the third one, Maya. It might be that each card is different for each of you. Schooling, study, and education help your life's purpose and personal growth at this time. The angels will guide you and help you with this process. We strongly recommend that you continue your education because the additional information and experience will accelerate the fruition of your life's purpose. You may worry about having the means to go forward with this schooling, but we assure you that everything will be provided for you along the way. This educational process brings you great rewards. It enriches your understanding of your spiritual power and accelerates your memory and motivation towards your life's purpose. We will guide you to teachers, schools, books, funds, schedules, and all of the resources that are plentifully available to you now. So that might mean that you're just interested in learning something else rather than schooling. Let all those messages sit with you. One may have a more powerful feeling than the other. So just stay relaxing for a moment. So the season that we're in, which I think we're firmly in autumn now, is linked with metal. And this also resonates with our heart and the large intestine. So this is where we are. Ever so gently, you can just start to take a deep breath and wiggle your fingers and toes. Come back gently into your day. Just have a moment to notice how you're feeling from beginning of your practice to now. Notice if anything physically feels nice, different and shifted in some way. Also mentally and emotionally, if anything has moved. Often our emotions just move through us from where we start to where we end up. Emotion is just energy in motion. So if you're lying down, just a gentle hug in and a rock. And then in your own time, very slowly, there's no rush at all, just joining me in seated. So the wisdom from our cards today were time out, but to be encouraged by some new venture that is perhaps happening, and also to just embrace learning and study if something appeals to you that you're reading. So bring your hands to your heart center. Om Shanti. Namaste.